In the heart of the village, Kofi and his friends stand united against a malevolent force that emerges from a dark cloud above the ancient stone. The air crackles with tension as the shadowy figure, eyes burning with rage, demands the invisible thread. With the thread glowing brightly in his hands, Kofi channels the combined strength and emotions of his friends, pushing back the encroaching darkness. The villagers watch in awe and fear, sensing the high stakes of this confrontation. Just when it seems the darkness might overwhelm them, a burst of light from the thread pierces the shadow, causing the figure to recoil with a deafening roar. The ground trembles, the air thick with suspense, leaving everyone on edge. In this climactic moment, Kofi realizes that this battle is only the beginning of a much larger struggle. Thanks for clicking this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share this video. In a small village nestled among the rolling hills of an ancient land, there lived a boy named Kofi. He was known for his kindness and curiosity, always eager to learn the secrets of the world around him. One day, while exploring the dense forest near his home, Kofi stumbled upon an old, wise woman named Nana Abena, who was said to possess magical powers. Nana Abena was sitting by a large baobab tree, weaving something intricate with her nimble fingers. As Kofi approached, he noticed it was a thread, almost invisible, shimmering in the sunlight. "What is that?" he asked, his eyes wide with wonder. "This," Nana Abena replied, "is the invisible thread. It connects all things, seen and unseen. It is a powerful gift but also a heavy burden." Kofi's curiosity got the better of him. "Can I learn to weave it?" he asked eagerly. Nana Abena studied him for a long moment before nodding slowly. "Very well, but remember, the thread is not just a tool, it is a bond that must be respected." For weeks, Kofi returned to the baobab tree, learning the delicate art of weaving the invisible thread. As he practiced, he noticed that the thread allowed him to sense the emotions and thoughts of others. He could feel the joy of a child playing, the sorrow of a widow mourning her loss, and even the secret fears of his friends. It was both fascinating and overwhelming. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Kofi heard a strange rustling in the bushes. Out stepped Kwame, a young man from the neighboring village, known for his strength and bravery. He looked troubled and desperate. "Kofi, I need your help," Kwame said urgently. "My sister Ama has been taken by a dark spirit. The elders are afraid and don't know what to do. They say you can weave the invisible thread. Maybe it can help us find her." Kofi's heart pounded in his chest. He had heard tales of dark spirits, creatures that thrived on fear and sorrow. He knew this was his chance to use his newfound skill for good. "I will help you," he said, determination in his voice. They set off into the night, guided by the faint glow of the thread. As they ventured deeper into the forest, the air grew colder, and an eerie silence fell around them. Suddenly, they heard a soft cry. "Ama!" Kwame called out, but there was no response. Following the thread, they reached a clearing where the moonlight revealed a shadowy figure clutching Ama. The dark spirit was tall and menacing, with eyes that glowed like embers. Kofi felt a shiver run down his spine but stood his ground. "Release her," Kofi demanded, holding the thread tightly. The spirit laughed, a sound that chilled Kofi to the bone. "You think a mere boy can challenge me?" it hissed. Kofi took a deep breath, focusing on the thread. He remembered Nana Abena's teachings. The thread was not just a tool but a bond. He closed his eyes and reached out with his mind, connecting to Ama's fear and Kwame's love for his sister. The thread began to glow brighter, illuminating the clearing. The spirit recoiled, its grip on Ama loosening. Kofi felt the emotions surge through him, fear, love, hope, and wove them into the thread. The spirit screamed, a terrible, haunting sound, and dissolved into the night, leaving Ama trembling but unharmed. Kwame rushed to his sister, holding her close. Tears streamed down his face as he thanked Kofi. Ama looked at Kofi with gratitude, her eyes filled with relief. As they made their way back to the village, Kofi realized the true power of the invisible thread. It was not just a magical artifact but a symbol of the connections that bound people together. He vowed to use it wisely, to protect and cherish those he loved. But as they reached the edge of the forest, Kofi couldn't shake the feeling that their ordeal was far from over. The invisible thread had revealed its power, but it had also awakened something dark and ancient. And he knew that this was only the beginning of his journey. The village celebrated Kofi's bravery, and Arma's safe return was a moment of great joy. Yet, Kofi felt uneasy. Nana Abena's words echoed in his mind. The invisible thread was a bond to be respected. He had used it to banish the dark spirit, but at what cost? Days turned into weeks, and life in the village seemed to return to normal. But Kofi sensed an underlying tension. He began to have strange dreams, filled with shadowy figures and whispered warnings. Each morning, he woke with a start, the echoes of his dreams lingering in his mind. One afternoon, as Kofi sat under the baobab tree practicing his weaving, Nana Abena appeared. Her eyes, wise and penetrating, held a hint of concern. "You have done well, Kofi," she said softly. "But there is more to the invisible thread than you know. It has awakened an ancient power, and you must be prepared." Kofi looked at her, confused and worried. "What do you mean, Nana? I thought the spirit was defeated." "The spirit was but a servant of something much older and more powerful," she replied. "A dark force that has been waiting for centuries. Your use of the thread has stirred it from its slumber. Now, it seeks to reclaim its hold on our world." Kofi's heart sank. "What can I do?" Nana Abena placed a comforting hand on his shoulder. "You must continue to weave the thread, but with caution. You must strengthen your bonds with those around you, for only together can you face what is coming." That night, Kofi gathered his closest friends, Kwame, Arma, and his childhood friend, Ya. He told them of Nana Abena's warning and his fears. They listened intently, their faces solemn but determined. "We will stand by you, Kofi," Kwame said, his voice steady. "Whatever comes, we will face it together." The next few days were spent preparing. Kofi taught his friends how to sense the thread and weave it, though none could match his skill. They practiced in secret, knowing they must keep their efforts hidden from those who might not understand. One evening, as they sat around a small fire, a chilling wind swept through the village. The flames flickered, casting eerie shadows. Suddenly, the ground trembled, and a deep, rumbling voice filled the air. "You cannot hide from me," it boomed. "The thread belongs to me." Panic spread through the village, but Kofi and his friends remained calm. They knew this was the dark force Nana Abena had warned about. Kofi held the thread tightly, feeling the fear and determination of his friends mingling with his own. "We must confront it," Ya said, her voice strong. "We cannot let it destroy our home." The group moved towards the center of the village, where a large, ancient stone stood. It was said to be a place of great power, where the spirits of their ancestors watched over them. The ground continued to shake, and a dark cloud began to form above the stone. Kofi stepped forward, the thread glowing in his hands. "Show yourself," he called out, his voice unwavering. The dark cloud swirled, and from it emerged a figure cloaked in shadows, eyes burning with malevolence. "You dare to challenge me?" it snarled. "You are but children playing with forces beyond your understanding." Kofi felt a surge of fear but also a fierce resolve. He focused on the thread, channeling the strength and love of his friends. The thread shone brighter, piercing the darkness. The shadowy figure recoiled, but it was not defeated. "This is not over," it hissed. "I will return, and when I do, you will all suffer." With a final, deafening roar, the figure vanished, and the ground grew still. The villagers, who had watched in awe and terror, slowly approached Kofi and his friends, murmuring words of gratitude and admiration. Kofi knew this was just the beginning. The dark force had been driven away, but it would return. They had won a battle, but the war was far from over. He looked at his friends, their faces determined and united. Together, they would continue to weave the invisible thread, strengthening their bonds and preparing for the challenges ahead. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear: they were not alone. And as long as they stood together, they could face whatever darkness came their way.
Thanks for watching. For more content, subscribe to our channel, like, share, and comment on this video.